Hi guys, Brook Potter here. This video is in response to a lot of the questions I've been getting concerning the carnivore diet. And people want to know if I'm still on it and how did I survive on it? What did I eat? Did I get any kind of medical feedback on the diet and stuff like that? So just to answer a few of those questions, yes, actually I am still on the carnivore diet. I believe I am at month 6, possibly going into month 7. I don't know the exact date when I started this thing, so it's a little hard to gauge, but yes, I am actually still on the diet. Some people have asked how strict have I been about it. I try to be as strict as possible. My daily routine would normally consist of eggs, steak, and possibly some burger patties. I get the Wagyu, high fat content burger patties. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There have been a couple occasions where I've stepped out and I made a trip to Amsterdam, as those who might want to see that in my in my video library, and I've done a couple of the conferences, and I'm not going to be the guy sitting in the conference basically demanding steaks, right? So I definitely say I've maintained about 90% carnivore. I've recently kind of reintroduced coffee somewhat, a couple times a week, because I do enjoy it, and I take the guarana, which is supposed to be like a caffeine brain stimulant, in the vein of Limitless, and I don't know if it's actually doing that, but it tastes good, and I enjoy how I feel after I'm taking that, and I prefer to take that in coffee. So, but yeah, for the most part, that's been what it is. I've managed to maintain this because there is I think it's Northfield Farmers Market or something like that, not too far from where I'm living. And I go out there and I basically buy 40 ribeye steaks for about 80 pounds. That's kind of what I get. And, it's cut about 3/4 of an inch thick. Pretty good cuts, but it sometimes varies. Sometimes some cuts are better than others and stuff like that. And yeah, that pretty much sustains me for the month. That's 2 steaks a day. Couple that with my eggs. And sometimes in the evening, I will do the burgers, right? So if I could get Angus burgers, that's great. Otherwise, I get the Wagyu burgers, sometimes from the Costco that's out here. And yeah, I'm basically down to 2 meals a day. Sometimes I go 1 meal a day. And I've also introduced intermittent fasting. So from about 7 p.m. in the evening till about 12 p.m. the following day, I don't eat anything. And yeah, I feel great. I continue to lose weight. I know that I'm probably around 14 stone at this point, or just under. There's a little argument as to whether the scale is accurate or not. So maybe I might have been off in my previous numbers, but it's definitely continued to go down. The dandruff has been fine. I haven't had any dandruff. The joint pain is exceptional. I haven't had any issues with that. As well as I've recently returned to the gym. I had an excursion in one of my trips, and it required me to stay away from the gym for a couple weeks. But, then came Christmas and New Year's into 2019, and I just took the time off. So I was out of the gym for about a month, and I've started back with it 3 times a day. I saw 3 times a week. I get up at 5 a.m., go out to the gym, knock out my set, come back, and I try to be in the office now by about 7 a.m., 8 a.m. for the latest. So that's a new addition to my regimen. And as I was saying in a previous video, every time I've gone to the gym, I have achieved personal best at everything I've been doing. And that trend has pretty much continued. Even though I've had the month break in between, I haven't really lost any of the gains. And I don't have any pain. I'm working out to exhaustion, and there's no major burn. There's no kind of soreness. There's nothing like that. The body is definitely adjusted really, really well. Also, I don't sweat as much, which is really nice. Being a bigger guy, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, I used to sweat prolifically, and it was never a nice thing, and I would literally sometimes have to breathe out of my mouth to try and reduce my temperature, so I wouldn't sweat as much. But yeah, I'm at the gym and I'm pushing myself, and I mean, I do sweat, but I'm not sweating nearly to the capacity that I used to, which is good. I'm liking this new lifestyle. Do I plan to continue it? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the year at least and see how that goes. In regards to the weight loss, yeah, there was a period where I basically plateaued, probably about just under 15 stone. And I kind of plateaued at that point. I was like, oh man, but they do say that in this diet, it is an elimination diet, and sometimes your body has issues that it needs to deal with. So while in the process of the weight loss, some internal, mechanism for your body might be exposed, and it could finally get the help that it needs, and your body will focus on repairing that before returning to the weight loss. So I've had a bit of that going on, but since introducing the intermittent fasting, it's definitely it kind of boosted my weight loss in that period. And I was also inspired by a very good friend of mine. His name is Anthony. I recommended this diet to him, and he's really taken it on his own. And I don't know how much weight he has lost. I mean, a tremendous amount of weight in a very short period of time. But he's always been very active. He works, kind of landscaping. He's out in the gardens, and he's, with his whacker and, moving stuff around. So he's always been a very active guy. And I was just blown away by how much the exercise coupled with the diet, gave him the results that he has, which is why I'm really trying to push on the gym. I'm trying to get up to 4 times a week. So I'll do 3 days of weights and 1 day of cardio, maybe swimming or something like that. So it's been really good. And to answer the question about the medical side of this, yes, actually, I have spoken with a nutritionist, as well as / medical doctor. And she was a little apprehensive about the idea of me not including vegetables. But when I explained to her that some of the vegetables that I did try to add back, I got a lot of pain, right? I got, in my joints, in my knees and stuff like that. And I mean, I love Granny Smith apples, right? So those are green apples. I absolutely adore those. And the few times that I've actually tried the apples, the results in terms of my joint pain has been horrendous. So I took it easy on that. I have managed to have a couple berries. So I like blackberries out here. That's something I didn't get back in Trinidad and Tobago. Raspberries, blueberries. I get a lot of those. I haven't really tried much strawberries. Maybe that might work as well. But yeah, the berries were fine. I actually had a couple of those. Again, I don't have that very often. And yeah, a couple social things that I've enjoyed. I have had a couple pizzas. I've gone out to Turkish restaurants and had durums, which are basically Turkish bread wraps. So most wraps are done in like pita bread. This is actually like a smoked thick Turkish bread. It's really nice. It's not fluffy like normal bread. It's a little thicker than a pita bread, but it was really nice. And as I've told people are giving me stuff about some of the pictures of me drinking and stuff like that. For the most part, if I am drinking, it's vodka soda at this point, which is pain for me because I love a rum and coke. I mean, rum and coke. I'm from the Caribbean. Rum and coke is practically a religion where I'm from. And Trinidad and Tobago is known to making some of the greatest rums in the history of mankind, sort of thing. So I do miss that. But if I'm conscious of it, I will stick to vodka soda or I think not quite gin and tonic, but like gin and probably gin and soda as well. But yeah, on occasion in a social setting, I might have a beer, and I know yes, it's packed with carbs and stuff like that. But the guys, I'm not killing myself on this diet. Right, I'm already seeing tremendous results, even though this has not been 100% carnivore, as some people would insist. I still want to live my life. I still enjoy socializing with people. I still enjoy going to events, traveling, and all these other things. And I'm not going to complicate some of the things that I enjoy doing over my diet. Right, if there's a day I got to eat a couple slices of pizza, or even if I got to have like a side of chips just to kind of make up a full meal because I'm having hamburgers and, just got to have some fries just to kind of, I'm not going to kill myself. Right. But like I say, I'm definitely more than I'm probably at 90% carnivore, especially during the week where it's been very consistent, nothing but water, I have put a little salt and pepper on some of the steaks. And I've been taking slices of butter, every so often. Like if I feel, I need more fat content, to keep the bowel movements going and stuff like that, I would actually take like a chunk of butter and I would just eat that straight. So it's been really good, and I do plan on continuing this at least into the foreseeable future. I think at this point I could easily do another 6 months, so that would make it a full year, and I'm hoping to keep this momentum going. So I mean, those are the major things that I've been dealing with regarding the carnivore diet. If things got really tight, I could always go down to simply ground beef, right, and just make ground beef is the cheapest meat that you could buy. So my friend Amos, I think he's going back onto the diet now, and he's considering using a lot of ground beef. I haven't done any organs, and I have not done any raw meat, which some people have asked me, have I considered it? I don't have the craving for it. It's, I mean, I'll probably try it at some point. I'd probably like to do some chicken hearts or something like that. It's not very easy to come by out here, and I'd prefer if somebody else made it and I could try it first, because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on something that I'm not going to eat. But yeah, I'm not too prudish, to stay away from organs and stuff like that. I like my ribeyes. I like my Wagyu burgers, and I like eggs. So that's been good. I have cut back on the eggs a little bit. Some people have said that has kind of stalled them. I've also cut back on the dairy. Don't really have as much cheese as I used to. Kind of a Saturday tradition with me and my flatmates. We might go out for breakfast, and that would be like I would go to like the local cafe here, and I'll have like a bacon cheese omelet with 3 quarter-pound burger patties. And that's about as much cheese that I'm having, kind of dairy and stuff like that. Some people have said that the dairy has limited their weight loss, so for that reason, I've kind of reduced it tremendously. But other than that, I'm doing great. I'm continuing this thing. I've gotten the all clear from the nutritionist. She did recommend some supplements, like a multivitamin and stuff like that. And, it can't hurt. Well, I'm going to try it. She's recommended some things to complement the diet in some degree. So one of them was a multivitamin and mineral tablet. I think she also recommended some omega-3s, omega-7, and a couple other things just to kind of help with the sleep and stuff like that. So it's been good. It's been good. And I'm going to try those vitamins and see if I see other improvements. And I'll report back to her in 30 days, and we can adjust as necessary. But yeah, guys, so far this is Mark's, I believe, 6 months carnivore. Not to the day, but close enough. And I have been meaning to put an update out regarding this diet and just kind of encouraging people. Yeah, this is what I'm still doing. So, guys, I hope you like that. If you got questions about it, please, leave comments below. I'd love to follow up on that. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button so you're alerted if any new videos of mine are uploaded. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.